Hi, Zach. I want to shout out Coffee Spoons in the Discord, who's on day 50 of asking me to read Gideon the Ninth. Um, Crabe, I believe, who is on day like 6 or 7 of asking me to read Dawn to Dawn. And Jacob, who is on day 6 or 7 of asking me if it's okay if he starts a third chain of asking me things.
It's impressive.
All of
Um,
which are extremely funny. And
just so,
oh my God, I can't stress it enough.
just so y'all know, and I said this in Discord, Tom is a completionist, so he can't read Gideon the Ninth until he's read Gideon the first through eighth, and he can't read Dawn to Dawn until he's read Dawn and Dawn Dawn.
Zach, I have an Am I the Asshole for you because I really liked that at the beginning of the last episode.
I've been a fan for a very long time,
Okay, you ready?
so I'm excited.
All right, this is a good one. Um, am I the asshole for bringing a bottle of ranch to a restaurant? One of my favorite things to do with these is to discuss the title, because in some of them the title is really obviously one way or the other, and I like to imagine scenarios. I'm like, okay, how could this possibly go the other way? This one's just strange.
Yeah, is this a BYOR restaurant? Because then, like, you're clear, right?
bring bring your own ranch. Well, okay, here's the rub. This person is on a date.
Okay. Wait, sorry. No, I gotta pull my ranch out.
This person's on a date, right? You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? Uh, uh, and this person is one of those people who has trouble eating things without ranch. As a person with a lot of family members who have, let's say, odd tendencies, I kind of identify with this. Okay? This person goes to this is a first date. They go to a nice restaurant and they get their food, try the food, and is like, needs a little something. And is like, says to the waiter, hey, do you have any ranch? And this may be the wildest part of this story. This human being says, no, we do not have ranch. And at least as far as I can recall, this story takes place in America. So this is insane to me.
This is dangerously unprecedented. We have no precedent.
Yes, this has never happened before. This I'm pretty sure this is a sign of the apocalypse. And say, okay, do you have anything like similar? And they say, yeah. And they bring her a dill dip, and she tries it, and she's like, it's not the same. And she says, okay, hang on. She stands up, sprints out of the restaurant, sprints to the 7-Eleven down the street, purchases ranch, and sprints back while she's on this date.
So that... Hold on.
Yeah.
If you're that committed to ranch, right? Okay, first of all, I feel you. The restaurant should usually have ranch, and it's weird that they didn't.
Yeah.
It's weirder to run to 7-Eleven and back for the purpose of ranch instead of just saying, "Aw, shucks." But I kind of respect the commitment to the bit, right?
I'm in exactly the same position. 100%.
Like, honestly, I'm picturing myself on the date. I'm dating somebody who adores ketchup, so if, like, I don't know, like, they didn't have ketchup at a restaurant and my girlfriend pulled ketchup out of her, like, purse and just used that, I wouldn't think it too strange.
Yeah.
Right?
Zach,
like, I carry ketchup packets with me because I like ketchup.
I'm so sorry, but I have a phenomenal comparison. We live in upstate New York.
Yeah.
A place where it is actually fairly common for individuals in their backpacks and purses to carry around travel-sized Frank's hot sauce.
Yeah, but once Hillary Clinton did it, she lost the election for some reason.
She was just posing.
No, she came to Buffalo. She learned.
So yeah, I mean, like, and like the verdict was asshole, and I'm like, that's not fair.
I don't think it's asshole. If it said, "Am I a freak?" I would say yes.
Yeah. And the boyfriend was I'm sorry, the date. It was a first date, remember. This date was like, this is like extremely strange behavior, and it made me kind of uncomfortable. Uh and like I think I'm gonna borrow something from my smallest sibling, who said in response to this, extremely light asshole behavior because it's super weird and kind of inconsiderate to run out on a date.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yep, I agree. But I am of the opinion that on dates, especially early dates, it is totally okay to be yourself. Even if that means you're weird and maybe break some social customs. Because frankly, if you sprinted out of a restaurant to run to the corner store and buy ranch, this was not the weirdest thing he was going to have to deal with.
Yeah. You should just be yourself the whole time, and if that is you, it is good for the both of you that you learned that was incompatible behavior.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out. All right, it just wouldn't have. Right, he's not the person for you. Honestly, you deserve better.
I agree. And in the future, you have a purse, presumably.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't. I'm not gonna judge, but like presuming you do, uh, like put some ranch packets in there.
yeah. Throw some ranch packet. They don't expire. Get him in there. Get him in there so that in the future, when you find this strange apocalyptic restaurant that doesn't serve ranch, you know what to do. There is, I think there is an asshole in this situation. The boyfriend, I'm like, I don't know. The date.
Now, if you got sketched out by somebody like disappearing for 15 minutes during a date that you cleared your calendar for, and then they show back up with a bottle of fucking ranch, like honestly, I understand where you're like, I'm not gonna see where this goes because I don't know how to calculate this behavior into my. Am I comfortable and safe and happy around this person?
I agree. Just like this is not
your data. This is like putting tinfoil through a Scantron machine. Like
this, like him being like, I think he was a little rude, but him being like, listen, girl, this is not for me. I'm like, I get it. I do. I'm a lot. And like honestly, to the person who posted this, he's too boring for you. You deserve someone who matches your energy when you fucking need ranch. But the restaurant, the wait staff was like, no outside food or beverages. And I'm like, bro,
you didn't have ranch?
it's fucking ranch.
Also, if like she opened up a packet and did that, nobody would have cared. Like same with the ketchup packet, right? Like if I have a ketchup packet on me, and like, sorry, we don't have ketchup, and I just pour it on the plate. Like, what are they gonna say? Oh, sorry, no ketchup packets.
Fucking no outside food or beverages. No outside food or beverages. Absolutely no. You're such an asshole, and I like whatever. You suck, and honestly, I love this person. The confidence that it takes to run out and buy ranch on a date is something that I aspire to, and I respect the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Zach, I understand that you have like some A Song of Ice and Fire stuff to talk about today.
I do. We received a theory from Badams, and I wanted to go over it. It is multi-tiered. I'm gonna sort of like waltz all over it because it's got several cards. It's got some additional tinfoil. It's got some really interesting stuff that I want to talk about. I don't know if I believe all of it, but like definitely, Badams, you hit something here that's fascinating to think about, fascinating to talk about. And it's mostly the additional tinfoil that I'm like taking a deep sigh and being like, okay, we'll get there. But this is really well thought out, and I want to give you your first card right now.
All right, Zach, before you do, my brain is broken and I'm a degenerate because you were talking and I missed a lot of the back half because my brain was like, are you going to Tim waltz through it or Kristoff waltz through it? And that was all. I'm sorry, I got stuck. Was there anything in there I needed? Because
Oh my God, it's Tim Walz. Nobody respects my man. Nobody respects one of the top 5 governors in the United States, Tim Walz. And also, like, we could have had Jim Gaffigan on SNL every year
oh my
for 4
god,
years at
oh
least.
my god.
I'm just saying,
Okay,
y'all kind of beefed it.
I
I didn't.
can't do a Tim Waltz impression. You went in the way that I wasn't expecting, but I do respect it. All right, give me the first clue.
Uh, I'm not going to carry that thread further, although I could for 40 minutes.
I was expecting a Christoph Waltz impression. Wait, no, this is Werner Herzog.
You know, I was about to say that's a perfect Werner Herzog.
Where am I? Oh no, the box in my brain that is covered in the dust of ages. I swept it off, and though its label said Christoph Waltz, it contained only Werner Herzog. It's the end of the bit. We can move on.
I was gonna work on my Christoph Waltz in a second there, but I'm like, I can't beat your Werner Herzog. That's a damn good Werner Herzog.
Is it funnier if neither of us can access? I know that we both have a Christoph Waltz, but neither of us can access it.
The problem is my Christoph Waltz is the very brief version they did on SNL when they did the 50th anniversary, 40th anniversary, whatever it was, Celebrity Jeopardy, and had him on. I know Mr. Bieber's had to go, but I hope to and it slips really quickly into a Minnesota, so that's a tough one.
Mr. Bieber, though he had an illustrious singing career, he has been consigned to oblivion. The Elder Scrolls game, Oblivion, which I play every week for 2 hours on my stream.
Werner Herzog Gaming. Okay. Tom, your first card to just save us from this flailing but interesting bit is
Stay tuned for gaming at 60 Herzog. We've gotten crazy since we got better mics, Zach. All right, give it to me.
Quote.
Yeah.
I'll say again. I would sooner you sent someone else to Pike and kept Theon close to you.
Theon, close to you. I know this scene.
And that was a quote from Catelyn Stark.
Catelyn to Robb.
Yes.
I know this scene. Is this also the scene where Robb explains that he wants his will that he wants Jon to be his heir?
I don't think, I'm not sure, because this is the first Catelyn chapter in A Clash with Kings, so I don't think we have the fake out yet.
Yeah, I think that's in Storm. That's because, after they reunite.
Yeah, because Robb shows up at the beginning of Storm with Jane Westerling, who he only slept with because he thought his brothers were dead.
Right. Okay, so
it's good. I most recently reread A Storm of Swords. It's pretty fresh in the brain.
You should consider reading some more Game of Thrones books. They're pretty good.
No, I've read them all, but I need to reread. I've only read Dance and Feast once at the same time, which was inadvisable because as it turns out I don't remember them very well. So I'm gonna not do that next time, and I do have to read Feast, but I looked at the runtime, and I looked at my Audible library, and I said I should probably read like 10 other books first.
Reading them at the same time is an impressive feat. Your eyes must have been darting back and forth very quickly.
It was the what a Feast of Dragons reading order.
The Feast of
Like
Dragons.
it was like fucking like a decade and a half ago almost. So I should have been a better reader, and I'm sorry.
Okay, there's other neat things that happen in this chapter. This is the chapter where Theon is sent to Pike, right? Theon goes on just a wild, sad, and strange adventure where he hits on his sister, fights with his dad, captures a castle, and gets tortured for 2 books before
Yeah.
like saving a princess.
Typical summer.
Yeah, super, very, very strange. That is your typical Targaryen weekend. Theon Targaryen, is that the pitch?
It's just another Magor Monday.
Just another Magor Monday. The 6th book already. I was just in the middle of dream. I was reading Preston's fanfic and making 50,000 memes.
Wait, that's 1999. You're saying the rhythm.
No, that's Manic Monday.
Oh, they're similar. Ba 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 ba.
Wait, what song are you singing? Hang on, we need to pause the recording. We're taking this diatribe. What are you singing?
2000 it's 1999 by Prince.
2000 party over lips out of time. I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. Those are the same song. Holy shit.
Wait, does it sample? Hold on.
Holy shit. Is this an original take? Who else knows this? We have to tell somebody.
Apparently, okay, there's a post online from the year 2011 saying Manic Monday, does it sound like 1999 to you?
Was that?
And somebody said, yes, it's a pretty common observance.
Fuck you.
So that's been known for a while, apparently.
And now I do have a question. Was this before or after the release of A Dance with Dragons?
Manic Monday came out in 1985. Oh,
No.
Wait, hold on. Here's an answer. We have a reason. Manic Monday was written by Prince.
Oh, what?
What a way to learn this.
This episode's wild. These are not the revelations we usually have.
Can we put up in the corner as if it was evidence? Manic Monday was written for the Bangles by Prince.
Manic.
Somebody's gonna wake up and they're falling asleep to our. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm it's streaming the new one. I was listening to the old one. What could that possibly have to do with all of this?"
was written by Prince. Okay. In Prince's Purple Rain, you're gonna hate this, and I hate myself for it too. In Prince's Purple Rain, there is an extended graphic sex scene that even watching it, I was like, this reminds me a lot of the scene between Jaime and Cersei in like the first episode.
It's actually funny. They brought George R. R. Martin in just to direct that scene.
No, he wrote it. He didn't direct it.
He was actually really upset with how Ryan Condal filmed that sex scene.
Because it's tonight we're gonna party like it's 299. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Let's get back to Theon Greyjoy.
You gotta help me. You gotta help me get back, dude.
Okay, we got here from a long bit about 1999 sounding like Manic Monday, which is where we discovered the evidence in the top right corner, which may or may not be relevant later. We'll see. Uh, and
It was written by Prit. That's a hell of a Jeopardy. That's some Jeopardy ass knowledge
that's
right
like a
there.
final Jeopardy for like rock and roll Jeopardy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And uh, we got there from another Magor Monday, and you got there from describing how Theon Greyjoy's arc goes during this, but you brushed up against it, but you're missing a crucial thing that Theon did.
Okay, what did I brush up against when I said, oh, when I was like describing the things that Theon did?
Well, like you brushed up against, you described all the actions he took actively, but there's something you say he did actively, or at least like was actively aware he was doing this, even if his actions led him to do blank, it led him to be seen as blank, led him to.
Oh, Theon becomes known as Turncloak?
Yeah, ding.
All right.
Theon betrays Rob.
Theon betrays Rob. Which is I think not the best political maneuver.
No, but like, it's understandable from like a, you sent this guy who is your like friend, but he's also another like dumb teenager to see his dad, who is not good at making political decisions, in hopes that you could steer him towards a good political decision. And instead, he wanted to impress his dad, so he went along with his dad's stupid decision.
I have a take.
Yeah.
Is everyone in A Song of Ice and Fire either a high schooler with personal grudges and grievances, or someone who obtained personal grudges and grievances in high school and has kept them?
The everyone is 12 theory of politics stays winning.
It fucking really does. It's like everyone is really mad about things that happened when they were 17. And we the problem is we keep on sending 17-year-olds to do diplomacy. They're bad at it.
With his dad, who's about as emotionally mature as a 17-year-old.
Yeah, because his dad got delusions of grandeur when he was fucking 19. Anyway.
Yeah. No, actually, yes. Because like Balon Greyjoy thought he could get a shit ton out of the like civil war going on with Robert's Rebellion, and all he got was a dead dad out of it.
Yeah, everyone in this series is idolizing fictional children. It's very strange.
Yes.
Okay, so Theon betrays Rob by, like, he goes and has an emotional conversation with his dad, with which I am sympathetic. I am not sympathetic to him facilitating the brutal murder of dozens of people because his dad was mean to him. I'm less sympathetic to that. But he does do that. And there's a great, I don't know if this is in the book and the show, but there's this great scene in the show where Rob says, I will offer clemency to everyone, every Ironborn who took Winterfell, with the exception of Theon Greyjoy. Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah.
That... Will I get a ding for saying Theon Greyjoy, deeply unfortunately and upsettingly, lights two children on fire?
No, we got the. I think to get to the rhythm of what this theory is trying to establish, like you have a call and response here, and there's a lot of call and response in this theory. Catelyn says it's a bad idea to send Theon to Pike, and lo and behold, it's a really bad idea to send Theon to Pike. We get a lot of warnings like this from Cat, and if you start pulling on some of those strings, you're going to get towards the heart of this theory.
Oh shit! I got another one right off the top of my head.
Go for it.
Something like don't go south. Refuse him.
Let's see.
To Ned, she says to Ned, "No, Ned, don't go south. Refuse him. Say no to your king."
I don't have that here, but honestly, yeah, put that down. It's very similar.
Does she do that, or is that in reverse? Does Ned say to her, "I can refuse him"?
I don't know. Since it's not here, I can't. I could look it up.
All right, we'll leave it off. We'll leave it off for the moment. If that is the way it I genuinely don't remember. In the comments, please tell us which way it played out, along with your reactions to the "Am I the asshole?" And whether or not you think it's acceptable to bring condiments in the restaurant, with the understanding that if you have the wrong answer, I'll ban you.
Catelyn told Rob that it's not appropriate to bring ranch dressing to a first date.
And he brought ranch dressing to the red wedding, and look at what happened. You brought ranch to my wedding.
Pull on that thread a little bit, minus the ranch.
Oh, damn it. Catelyn says, Catelyn is like, no doubt he's glad I wasn't there because I would have counseled him not to marry her. Something like that.
Yes. I got a quote here from the Badams sent. I'll give you this.
Yep.
Some men take their oaths more seriously than others, Rob.
Okay.
And Lord Walder was always friendlier with Casterly Rock than my father would have liked.
With Casterly Rock than my father would have liked. Ooh. And this is
Cat to Rob.
Catelyn to Rob. Ooh, okay.
And then you said it best. Rob was betrayed by the phrase after they decided to cut a deal with Tywin Lannister.
Okay. All right, I'm picking up a little bit of what you're putting down. Let's think here. What other bad things happened that Catelyn warned against? Does Catelyn... All right, Catelyn explicitly warns Robb against naming Jon his heir.
You are driving the right direction.
Okay.
Yep. Put that down.
Yep. Is there a quote, or you want me to just write that?
Yeah, no, I got one right here.
Okay, I'm ready.
I know you trust Jon, but can you trust his sons or their sons? The Blackfyre pretenders troubled the Targaryens for 5 generations.
The Blackfyres troubled the Targaryens for 5 generations. Catelyn to Robb. Ooh. Zach, that's a fucking sexy quote you've just put up there. This is like...
Thank you all the Badams. This is a good one.
Oh, Badam, this is the bread and butter of this weird series, right? Because you put up a piece of evidence and a natural conclusion, and then a piece of evidence, and then a similar conclusion, and then a piece of evidence without a conclusion yet explicitly defined. Ooh. Yeah. Holy shit!
Yeah, that now with like it seems like, and I think it is fair to say to everybody who I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on Cat, but she's always been one of my favorite characters. I love her chapters, and she gives such good advice, but it's not what anybody wants to hear, and that sucks sometimes. Because when you're at war and you're winning you're winning a ton of battles and it feels like you're winning the war, nobody wants to hear. Now would be a good time to try and get a bunch out of negotiations, and you're like, nah, I can win like 10 more times, then we'll negotiate, right? It's really easy to see yourself in a winning position until like you've been backed in a corner and you're no longer there, and then you can't negotiate. She's like super smart and thinks ahead, and then she says this ominous shit about John.
Zach, I'd like you to riff for a moment. I'm reading up on my Greek mythology. Give me a moment.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I like this a lot because we get a lot of like this sort of call and response sort of. Kat says, Rob, don't do this, and Rob says, I'm going to do it anyways. It's the only thing that we can do politically in the position we're in right now. And Kat says, like, no, actually not at all. And you need to occasionally make some concessions here. You need to like not do the most obvious thing sometimes because it will bite you in the ass. And one of them is like, I think that they were going to send, what was it, Lord Manderley to negotiate with like Balon Greyjoy instead.
Yeah.
Like that would have been probably a better negotiation because you still have his hostage, you still have his son. He can't rebel against you without Theon dying. But like Manderley can go there, assess their situation. They probably rebuff him, but like at the very least, going in immediately, we're not getting anything out of this. And also, it seems like he's going to be opportunistic and swing at whoever he can swing at. That's good information to have. Ideally, in an ideal world, if you're trying to win him over, I do agree that Theon's probably the person most likely to do that. But you have no information about the intentions of Balon Greyjoy at this moment in time. Wouldn't it be better to send somebody to suss him out first? And if you feel like he can be trusted and he's willing to cook up a deal, you cook up a deal where he gets Theon back after he like attacks somebody. Like she's giving good counsel. It's just not the counsel that anybody wants to hear, which is take a deep breath, get information, figure things out based off of that information. And she has a wonderfully good point about John here, which is John might be a great like person to follow you up, but by like giving him any sort of legitimacy, by making him no longer a bastard, you are putting into contention who is the rightful heir to Winterfell. Is that enough vamping?
Yes, yes, I have returned. I have returned from my Greek mythology, and I'm gonna put it in the corner. But I am not confident in it, but I still think it should go up there. Cassandra is a character in Greek mythology, cursed, blessed with future sight, but then cursed to have nobody ever believe her.
I actually have kept the name Cassandra on my list of possible kid names because I often feel like that. And I wanted to pass it down to the next generation.
I have a fun side fact. You know the dude from, what's the name of the movie? Freaking the dude who predicted the 2008 financial crash.
Yeah. Yes.
Michael Bolton from
Michael Batman
from Music. His Twitter handle is Cassandra, and I think that's funny.
It is. He has predicted he's predicted 52 of the last 10 market failures.
Get him. Anyway, I'm looking for investors. YouTube, that's a joke. Please, YouTube, that's a joke. Please don't recategorize our videos. Not into the financial bro section, please.
Remember to buy interesting nerd coin at www.notarugpull.io. You nothing.
Have you been sitting on that one?
No, that one was off the dome.
Nice.
I'm on fire tonight, I guess.
All right, we're gonna put Manic Monday down there, as it is probably
Yeah.
as culturally significant and as relevant as Cassandra from Greek mythology.
Cassandra was also written by Prince.
Okay. How could this possibly become relevant? Is my question for you.
That's what this theory is driving towards. So I can't
Oh,
give
okay.
you a quick.
You have a theory about how this could be relevant. Okay.
This is the bad. What Badams is going for is that this is the heart of it.
Okay.
And the more we talk about the stuff that's going on during this period in the A Storm of Swords midpoint where this is relevant, I think the better like you're gonna get towards where it's headed.
Oh. 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 Many people speculate that Jane Westerling is pregnant.
Do I have that here? I don't know if I do.
Is that what we're looking for? That's not what we're looking for. Okay.
Yeah, put that down. Put that down because it is going to be relevant.
We're going to put it on the bottom next to Prince and Greek mythology.
I'm looking in the hints right now. I give us a once over, twice over, but I don't see that.
Because
but I feel like that.
A struggle I'm having right now.
Yeah.
Is imagining how Jon or his descendants could possibly make trouble for the quote unquote rightful ruler of Winterfell. The rightful ruler of Winterfell, who I believe at this moment is Rickon and or Sansa, depending on who's monarch.
Well, there's if Jon is legitimate, he's an older male than them because he still believe him to be the son of Eddard Stark. So now granted he forsaked all claims by joining the Night's Watch, but if you want to argue now, if we want to make like a little succession like bracket above,
you know what? I like this. I think this is a great plan.
We have Robb, who is dead. We have potentially a child through Jane Westerling. We have Jon, who is roughly the same age as Robb. I think it's unclear who's older, or maybe it is clear. I'm not sure. Potentially Robb's kid. You have Jon, and then you would have Bran, Rickon, who are both currently thought to be dead but are very much still alive. And then Sansa and Arya, who are also thought to be dead or missing but are also still very much alive. All of whom would have a claim on Winterfell.
Bran, Rickon, right? Sansa and Arya. This is gonna be some complicated fuckery if you're right. Who you said this was Badams? Badams, fucking cool video.
We're getting a little bit off the actual like exact evidence, but we're still very much in the heart, the like spiritually what this is meant to convey. So I'm very excited.
Okay, so Robb dead. We're pretty sure of this.
Yeah. We are. If he's not dead, it's going to be one of the biggest twists of the book series.
Robb is dead. Robb's kid is a question mark because we don't even know if we don't know if Robb's kid exists, and if Robb's kid exists, we don't know if Robb's kid is a boy.
Yeah.
Then there's Bran, who is I'm gonna do like one of these dash slash through him, right? Because he's not dead, but people think he's dead. Rickon, I think, is next in line, and he is known to be alive.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Some people have sussed out that Rickon at least is alive.
So if there is a succession crisis in Winterfell, he's there.
At the very least, the Manderleys are aware he is alive.
But
and then we pass that to Davos.
Other people are trying to get Sansa in.
Yeah.
Now Jon is at the bottom of all of this, right? He's all the way at the bottom of the succession tree, unless as many people speculate, he is Rob's will legitimizes him, in which case he goes whoop right up to here, right? All the way to the top.
Yeah, and the
Right.
only person who would inherit before him would be Rob's kid, if that kid exists.
But then we have then we have the super weird question of Jon not wanting to do that, actively
Yeah.
choosing not to do that. And we then also have to get around Jon forsook all property when
And
he
claims.
took the Night's Watch oath. Right? This is relevant.
No claims, no property, no holdings. He'll take no wives. He'll father no kids. He will own no lands. It's really hard to be a ruler when you'll like dedicate your life directly to the Night's Watch. The question becomes: is his oath valid when he's resurrected, or does he care? Because
Yeah.
in the other thing, Stannis did offer him Winterfell too.
Man, we're getting like really, really semantic. I love this thing about the fandom that is such nerdy semantic bullshit.
No,
Like,
no man can kill me. I am no man.
yeah, it's exactly that.
The stuff that like inspired George was just as interested in that actually semantics. No man born can kill me.
I've
I am no actually I'm
excuse me, actually I'm no man. Uh this is I talk about this all the time when we talk about horror movies, that there's a trope in horror movies and other media, but horror movies especially, that qualify a person as dead when their heart stops beating.
Yeah.
And that's so fucking stupid. Because like that is some like semantic shit. And like all I think is like, well, I guess what's the name of Buffalo Bills number 3? Why
Oh
can't I
yeah,
remember
Damar
this?
Hamlin,
I get
resurrected by Rob.
it's a good, I guess Damar Hamlin's not married anymore,
Yeah.
because it said till death do us part, and I'm like, sorry sweetheart,
For
you
a hot
saw
minute there.
it was all over the news. My god. So like, yeah, he's dead, but now he's not.
Yeah, how do we define that?
A person cannot be dead if they can be
Be
brought
brought back
back.
to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
The semantics argument, but also I feel like that politically there's a lot for benefit for like somebody like Stannis to make an exception for Jon due to the clearly magical circumstances that'll probably be. Maybe it won't be clearly magical, but I feel like it will be. And then I feel like there's a semantics thing there for sure, but also politically it lines up with what Stannis already wanted to do, which was have Jon take Winterfell.
yeah, now we're getting into something like it's one of my favorite things to do in fantasy series and fiction, where we're discussing like nerdy fictional law.
Yeah.
We're discussing magic law. Where so, like when push comes to shove, if Jon says this, somebody like it's gotta someone has to be the arbiter, right?
Yeah.
And like unless the oath is magic, which it might be, but if the oath isn't magic, it's like the politics of the person that he goes before, of the king currently sitting, is going to be what decides whether or not he's legit or not. All of which is really funny. But
like if he like bows to Stannis or perhaps Dany, they have a lot of good political reason to say he's the heir to Winterfell.
I agree. Which has the potential to make Rickon angry, right? And Rickon is already barking up the crazy tree. Before like we're gonna dive deeper into all of these, but is Are there um any other prophecies you have from Cat?
Yes, there's several, but we've arrived at the like phase 2 of the theory. So it's a
Okay.
lot of stuff about her being correct about the Karstarks, her being correct that Jaime would uphold his oath that he made to her come hell or high water. Like all she is very good at making long-term predictions
Holy
of people's
shit.
behavior.
Catelyn told me to invest in Bitcoin in 2010.
Catelyn's entire portfolio was AMD calls for like from 5 years ago.
Oh, unfortunately,
Red of,
Littlefinger stole her wallet.
red of hair and diamond of hand.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh God,
who's
those
that
are all
joke
dated.
for?
It's all dated. Nobody talks like Wall Street bets anymore for good reason. It was pretty bad, but uh,
It's like 7 toxic millionaires and a whole bunch of toxic people with no money.
yeah, yeah.
That's all.
and they
That's
and they,
all that's
and
over
they
there
all
anymore.
and they all changed it on the week depending on who made the right call. Yeah. uh,
Did you watch the Wall Street Bets movie?
I did not.
Neither did I. Uh, anyway, in the comments below, don't give us any financial advice.
No, do not give us financial advice. Do give us legal advice.
Oh,
Update. My lawyer has said not to do that.
dang it. My lawyer has said give us, quote, legal advice, unquote. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna write those down real fast. Catelyn was also right about Jaime and the Karstarks, which is very cool.
Yeah.
This is such a cool theory, dude. Okay, huh. So, I know so is there something we're driving at specifically?
Yes.
Uh,
I think there's a unhinged literal interpretation. I mean, maybe not really. I'm reading it a little too much, but like there's a kind of, I don't want to say unhinged, bombastic and debatable, very very literal version of this. And there's also a interesting, I think probably true, subtler version of this theory in my mind the way I'm reading it. Uh
all right then. In order to get to the literal version, I need to find a son of Jon Snow.
I like I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, I think the additional tinfoil allows you to go like way further with this. And there is a very like I think 100% correct version of this that I think we can get to from where we are right now with you finding a couple cards along the way. And I may Badams be reading too much into the additional tinfoil to make something a little more nuts, although I do see some of the stuff you're saying here that I don't fully know if I believe 100%, but I agree with your like first conclusion for sure.
Huh. So, is that a correct assertion? Do I need to find a child of Jon Snow?
No, not at all.
Okay,
You
so
we have. Let's go back to the quote that like got us on this here.
I
I
know
like that we have a chart showing the fraught, complicated, like people who would also be liable to inherit. Let's go back to, you know, I know you trust John,
Yep.
and like about this.
I know you trust Jon, but can you trust his sons or their sons? The Blackfyres troubled the Targaryens for 5 generations.
Who led the Blackfyres?
Daemon Blackfyre.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's not an explicit card, but I think this will help you drive there.
Okay.
Daemon Blackfyre was a bastard legitimized on somebody's deathbed.
What? Wait a
Yep.
minute.
There's an E in Daemon also. Demon Blackfyre. There we go.
Wait a minute.
Pretty sure.
All right. Wait a minute. You are implying additional parallels between Jon and whatever conflict we're implying here and the first Blackfyre rebellion.
I think that's a good avenue to walk down, yes.
The first Blackfyre rebellion was Daemon and Bittersteel versus
Yes.
Ares the First?
I think it was no, it's Darren the Good, right?
Darren the Good and Bloodraven?
Yeah, Bloodraven, and then I think Darren's the Good is the one who brought Doran into the kingdom by marriage, which I think is like what happens. He is an expert diplomat and all that. And he is also disliked for a bunch of oddly reactionary, dumb reasons. Like he didn't like have the sword, and he wasn't this tough, ultra cool badass. He was a smart diplomatic type instead of being an ultra cool badass. So they had to pick the more badass king. There's more to it politically. Like you can see by which like houses joined the Blackfyres that he represented like this sort of like plucky, down on their luck sort of like class of lord. But I don't think that's especially relevant for the theory. I think talking about like the Blackfyres more conceptually is where you want to be here.
Daemon and Bittersteel end up waging something of a like propaganda warfare campaign against the very bookish, nerdy king, and they spread rumors that he's illegitimate. Is that relevant?
You're close to something here. We talked about actually I think we talked about not that long ago with Michael the original outline for the books.
I can't remember all the stuff we talk about with Michael.
Okay.
Every time that man comes on the podcast, I walk away high.
Well, and it's amazing because you didn't inhale anything. Now, can you vamp for a minute? Sorry.
Absolutely. This is a very strange position you've put me in, because at least at first glance, any potential conflict that we could start to paint involving Jon Snow and like a Winterfell succession crisis doesn't seem to have a ton to do with the Blackfyres. He's a legitimized bastard, the king who bore the sword. Oh, I wonder if what we're looking for is not a theory about Jon, but is instead a theory about Daemon. Are we going to learn that Daemon has some secret parentage that makes him a legitimate Targaryen from earlier? Because it sure would be interesting when Jon becomes a
Okay,
legitimate. Oh, sorry, Zach. Go ahead. I didn't. Sorry.
I'm back. Sorry. You're wrong, but you did accidentally hit something.
Nice.
Uh, in the Bad Dragon show, Jon is a trueborn Targaryen. And then another card. Many fans believe in the books Jon will still be a bastard.
Many fans believe Jon will be a bastard in the books.
I'm torn on that myself. I don't know. There's good reason for and against.
Yeah, there's cool arguments on both sides. I for sure come down on the legitimate side.
I think the him being a bastard, what is mentioned here is the themes of his story, like being a bastard is a huge part of it. Him not actually being a bastard is a cool ironic twist, but the way he's been treated all his life tracks a lot more.
Hmm.
The themes stay the same, or at least like are interesting.
I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing where we want to go. Jon still being a bastard, legitimized by Robb. Like, him being a bastard wouldn't matter anymore, right? Because that's one of the
Yep.
thesis statements of the books, that, like, bastardy title, heritage is, kind of made up.
Yeah, talk about the other things people like associate with bastardry here.
Bastards are untrustworthy.
Ding! Yeah.
Okay.
Bastards are considered untrustworthy and dishonorable. It wasn't an exact card, but it was in the lineup that is the way bastards are thought of.
That is true. I'm having a little bit of trouble even seeing, like, where we're thinking about going. Uh so am I in the right brain space?
You are.
Are we trying to figure out a modern conflict that Jon is going to be involved in?
I don't know if I mean yes and no. You're in a perfect brain space for this. The Blackfyre thing there is, I think, driving you towards viewing Jon as more adversarial here.
All right. Well, who is he adversarial toward? I see no reason for him to be adversarial toward. Oh, well, to be honest, I see no reason for him to be adversarial toward anyone, but let's set that aside for the moment. I think he's probably most likely to be adversarial to Sansa, and we will find, like, a division between Rickon and Sansa versus Jon and Arya, maybe, to mirror some of the things we saw in the show. And I hope that Littlefinger dies during that conflict. But I guess
You're
that's not what we're looking
you're
for.
brushing up against it. No, like there's a lot of things here that are close. Is there like something that would give us a like reason for there to be a conflict here that like either exists in like something we've seen, maybe not directly in the books or the show, but like stuff that George has written or shown or that we're aware of?
Is there something that could cause a conflict here?
Or suggest that there might be one at some point.
Has someone had a vision of a coming conflict that is relevant to
I
this?
know. I'll pull this from the additional tinfoil.
All right.
The ghost of Highheart said, "I dreamt a wolf howling in the rain, but no one heard his grief."
Oh, one of my favorite quotes in the series right now.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be like I have long speculated that could be Rickon, both literally and metaphorically. He is alone on an island, and no one knows he's
Yes.
alive.
I feel like that's a good answer for it. I feel like there's definitely a different interpretation here, as I'm staring right at it. But it's driving towards this like isolation, separation of the Starks. I'm gonna feed you something here. We talked about the original outline with Michael at one point. The original outline for the entire book series.
Yes.
There was a conflict there that might not. It was not in the show. It might not be there at all. It might have been changed or adapted out or rewritten to something else. Or maybe it is there. We don't know because we haven't gotten to the end yet. It was a conflict between. It was a point where Bran and Jon were to become bitter enemies.
In the original outline, Bran and Jon are enemies. Okay. How? Okay. So we are foreshadowing. We're discussing Jon as legitimate, existing in opposition to Bran's claim to Winterfell.
I think you. This is tough to explain without giving the whole game away. You're real close
Okay.
to the main heart of this theory.
The high heart of this theory.
There is some more goes to high heart in here, but it's all in the additional tinfoil.
All right, let's come back to that then. Bran and Jon are enemies. We're looking at the comments are probably screaming at me right now. I he's gonna be so so you explicitly use the word betray here twice, right?
Yeah.
He's betrayed by the phrase and betrayed Rob. You could describe Karstark as betraying Rob.
Yeah.
Is Jon Snow going to somehow betray the legacy of Rob or Rob's kid or the Stark family?
Yes. This is yeah, that is where this is going for sure.
Okay, a betrayal constitutes
where did we leave Jon last?
He's dead.
And he will be
A dog.
And then possibly
A tree.
And then maybe after that
an ice zombie.
Okay, let me do this another way. In the Bad Dragon show, after Jon was stabbed,
he becomes a corpse.
Yes, and then after that,
a hot zombie.
Yeah. You know, actually, yeah, ding, sure.
Cool.
Jon may be resurrected with fire magic. Every person we have seen resurrected by fire magic comes back different in an unsettling way. I think the exact way. Let me see how Badams wrote it. People who return from the dead often lose significant pieces of themselves in dark and disturbing ways. And I think that's basically the idea there.
Loses parts of themselves. Just tell me honestly here. Am I dense?
You have all the pieces. Okay, let's walk through this bit by bit.
Usually we don't get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 clues, 18 if you include Greek mythology and Prince. We don't usually get that many without the clue, without the theory coming out.
Yeah.
Damn.
let me start through the walk here.
Okay.
Catelyn is very good at predicting the consequences to decisions in the long term.
I accept this as a
He's
premise.
very good at predicting what that decision will lead to and what like problems might arise.
So we agree this is your toothbrush.
So she warns heavily about legitimizing Jon's claim to Winterfell and that it might have catastrophic Blackfyre-esque results for the Stark family.
We agree this is your toothbrush.
Yes. Jon would have a claim on Winterfell that is pretty strong but contested under these circumstances.
That's a toothbrush we can all agree on.
There are complications there, but complications in succession are a common problem, we can say, in Westerosi history.
Sure.
And it's usually resolved not so nicely.
Granted.
Jon will come back not fully the person he was before, presumably because he was resurrected with fire magic. It might be a less savory character than we knew him to be.
If he's less savory, does that make him sweeter?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe he's less sweet. Maybe he's too savory.
I'm with you so far. I really am.
What would Jon need to do to consolidate his rule?
What the fuck?
If Jon says, it says, I'm the Lord of Winterfell, look up to that chart. What are some of the problems he has towards crowning himself?
He gotta, what? He gotta go like boop, 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 boop. He gotta do this? He gotta do this, Nick? This is what we gotta do?
That's the theory.
He gotta do all this?
Yeah. If Jon wants to be, if Jon, raised as a bastard, thought of a bastard, suddenly legitimized, comes back from the dead, and finds himself with a will that says he's Lord of Winterfell, with either Stannis or Dany backing him to do so, has good reason to make sure there is no other claimant if he is going for pure consolidation, grasp onto power, make sure you get to keep Winterfell.
Yo. I hate it.
But it tracks.
It does. It sure does.
And the bit I have here from Badams, there's a lot written here, and I'm gonna jump towards what like sold me on it. He's a secret prince, heir to the Iron Throne, and that realization will make him become exactly how Westerosi expect bastards to act, exactly how Cat expected him to act. He tried to be an honest, good man, but he will be a bastard. He will be the way bastards are thought of, and he will wear what people think of him like armor, and he will become like a thematic parallel to the Blackfyres to the Stark Targaryens. He wants Winterfell, he always has, he doesn't give a shit about the Iron Throne. That puts him at odds with the rest of the Stark family. But this seems like, as Badam says, this seems to follow through how Firewhites tend to have tunnel vision about their goals they had while dying. And Jon died wanting Winterfell, kind of, or at least, like, you know, feeling like that would be a good life for him.
Yeah, his
last thought was stick him with a pointy end.
Yeah, his last conversations were about retaking Winterfell, right? He was amassing an army to go back.
Yeah. He becomes tunnel visioned on taking and holding Winterfell against all threats. And maybe he starts to see the political threats, too.
Is Aerys a fire white? Slash genuine?
Is it Aerys?
Aerys the second?
Well, a fire white?
Yeah.
That's kind of brilliant, actually.
Is he tunnel visioned? This isn't something that had occurred to me.
Oh, okay, hold on. We've built a whole theory on top of this.
Yeah.
where certainly Ares II was saved by R'hllor at Summerhall, and that's why he did not exhibit signs of madness before then.
Summerhall. Yeah, I guess so.
It
Or
would it would
or
have been
or
the
at
influence
or at
point.
or at Duskendale.
Yeah, at Duskendale, he was resurrected.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he was actually literally killed at Duskendale, and the fuckers at Duskendale kept bringing him back crazier and crazier. And all wait a minute, and the only he came out with the only thing in his brain to kill everyone in the kingdom.
yeah, yeah. Kill the people who kidnapped me. Burn
Ooh,
them all.
ooh, ooh, ooh. Tunnel vision. The tunnel vision theory, Zach. The tunnel vision theory.
Yep,
Yo,
that's a good build on top of this.
yo, that rocks. I hate this though.
The worst part is I think you sold me, Badams. I think
Yeah.
this, like, even if it's not, he kills Sansa and he kills Rickon and he kills Arya and he like makes sure Bran never comes back. I think it wasn't added in there, but I think that like Jane Westerling is a child and she says it's Rob's, like forced her to drink some moon tea to make sure we don't have to have an infant inherit, is something that is well within what I could see a crueler, more politically focused John advising somebody to do. Force her to drink some moon tea. We can't have a doubt over who the heir is. We don't even know if it's Rob's kid.
Oh no,
Take the kid out of the equation.
this is going to be way darker because that baby will be born by the time John has any opportunity to interact with it. And
Maybe you gotta feed him to a well.
yeah, we should feed our babies to the sea. That sucks.
I think this is the first example of a theory that I believe and don't like that we've done on
Yeah,
this show.
I think it might be. I hate this. Wow, on the big beautiful what's it called? The big gorgeous like alignment chart that we made that one time.
This
Uh
will be the only entry.
yeah, it's the only one in the bottom right corner.
I believe it. I don't want it to happen.
I don't want it
Uh,
to happen and I believe it a little bit.
yeah.
I believe
But like
elements of it.
Rickon straight up just gets killed for no reason in the show. It's like I think that Badam says he's most confident in Rickon being like a victim of John's ambitions. That kind of tracks for me. Like we can't have a toddler. The world's ending. We got to make sure a toddler doesn't become ruler. I can't be deposed in turn for a toddler.
And I could see like near the midpoint climax of the next book, this becoming relevant through Arya's perspective as she tries to reconnect with John and can't because John's a zombie. Uh
He's a tunnel vision zombie focused on taking and holding Winterfell.
and he's giving nightmare political speeches to her instead of like hugging her, and then he tries to kill her.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's a horror scene we're describing where she realizes that the person she's talking to isn't John. Yo.
There's more here about whether Danny will actually go mad and whether a lot of the stuff was grafted on to John that was meant for, or grafted onto Danny that was meant for other characters. There's a lot of other stuff about whether John's kill of Daenerys was dishonorable in the show, and that's all interesting. And I don't know if I want to go into all that, but I think that like the heart of this, that we will see John be closer to the Westerosi approximation of a bastard, and it will be with some amount of tragedy for the Stark family. I think that's pretty unimpeachable, actually.
Wow, fuck this theory.
Yeah,
This
fuck
is
this
real.
theory. I think it's true.
Wow, I hate it. It's great.
You did phenomenal work, and I'm mad about it.
Wow. You're doing good work out here, Badams, because it's so overwhelmingly common for like the fandom to make theories that we would enjoy reading. Uh but I would not, but though this is of high quality, I would not enjoy reading it. But
The worst part is I can imagine exactly how George would write it.
yeah.
Like I'm writing the chapters in my brain right now and they track.
Yeah, it sounds like George. So can this be a chapter in Shitty Wins? I'd actually
In our version of Wins that is 20 pages long.
I'd actually like to announce this moment uh as the moment we are taking submission for paragraphs explaining, like, characters walking on screen explaining what happened to them in our Winds of Winter fanfiction.
Yeah, yes. The somewhere between 20 to 45 page Winds of Winter, we're gonna beat Preston Jacobs and George R. R. Martin version. If you want to write John's paragraph, you just send it over to us, we'll include it.
Yeah, in the email, please begin submitting sample chapters for Shitty Wins.
Chapters should be no more than 2 paragraphs.
No, make them as long as you want. Make them as long as you want, because it's so goddamn funny to have most of it be 2 paragraphs, but to have one 20-page, like, monolith in the middle.
Well, I think it'd be fun if we just keep condensing it down until we get to the point we've condensed it to a single word.
Oh my god. And that word is coming.
There's one of my favorite webcomics of all time is Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal. And there was a comic recently of there's a news article about or about today's breaking news stories. Would you like the summary of all the different stories? Yes. Would you like a summary of that summary? Yes. Would you like that reduced down to a single word? Yes. Would you like that word reduced to a single grunt that denotes how good or bad it was? Oh. Yes. And then there's a grunting noise, and he says, "Oh, that sounds pretty bad." We'll get the Winds of Winter down to a single grunt.
And that grunt was, Thank you all for joining us. I hate you all equally.
Thank you, Badams, for sending us this theory. I didn't touch on everything, but this rocked. This is really good.
Any other highlights?
I'm looking through. We got, for the cards, we've got more cat stuff, but we got there pretty quick. The other thing was in the original outline, Tyrion burns Winterfell.
Ooh.
And maybe John, in his "we need to take Winterfell," does severe damage to it also.
Oh, I think there is another competing theory to this that I would love to see submissions for. Because you and Badams have this being John. But if John is not a nightmare monster, which he well could not be, right? That's possible. Yeah. If John isn't a nightmare monster, then we need to create the children of Jon Snow to make this theory work.
Yeah.
Which is just an interesting thing to think about. His children and his children's children, that has to be it's such a specific line for that not to be a relevant prophecy. Also, Catelyn Stark does prophecy now, and that there's 4 really good theories in this. Right, Catelyn Stark does prophecy. The tunnel vision model of fire whiteness. Jon Snow's sons being attacked, and there's one more. What was the other one?
We have the Red Wedding, the Thea Greyjoy betrayal, the Karstark betrayal, and potentially the Jon betrayal, right?
Oh my god. What a cool video, dude.
Yeah.
All right. The email's in the description. I look forward, if you want to join Coffee Spoons and Jacob and Crabe in repeatedly asking me to do things, you can. Go ahead and start a counter. I think that's really funny.
And by the way, you're way more likely to guilt me into something than Tom, so you can also ask me to read things.
That's right. Zach has
I
now
might
given
actually
you
do it.
permission to ping him, but only in that channel and only with recommendations.
And I might do it, I might not, but I will feel bad about it if I don't.
Oh my god. And in the email, I look forward to your submissions for shitty wins.
Yeah, we are very excited for shitty wins.
Oh, holy shit. We're going to beat Preston Jacobs. Zach,
We're gonna laugh, everybody.
Zach,
We might get a shitty dream.
we're shitty. Zach, please give me the last sentence of Shitty Dream.
And then Bran was a zombie.
Yeah!